podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Thanks for choosing this free Anfield Index podcast. If you'd prefer to listen to this or any of our other shows without adverts, then now's the time to check out Anfield Index Pro. With AI Pro, you can supercharge your entire listening experience. You'll not only get all of our podcasts without the ads, but you'll have them far faster with our quick publish feature available exclusively for subscribers. AI Pro also puts you in the heart of our sound studio, with an option to listen to many of our shows live and interact with the podcasters in real time as the shows are recording. Upgrading couldn't be easier. AI Pro is available on all popular podcast platforms, and we have our own apps for Apple and Android. Just head on over to AnfieldIndexPro.com and get started today.
Hello. Do you know what? We're not meant to do Desi this frequently, but twice in 2 months means something's happened. Can't imagine what. Now, going back many years, 2015 to be precise, we convened because we changed manager. I think we also convened when we lost the previous manager as well, in Brendan Rodgers. Because I don't think there was Duki Atma vibes going on then.
Mate,
But
are we celebrating, I think?
that's what I was like, because it was it was a summer of reflection beforehand, and whether who would it be. Then there was the whole song, whether it's going to be Rafa or Ancelotti. You remember? Something like that. It was to the Roger Ramjet tune, the Brendan Rodgers song. And here we are. But before we begin, and no one else knows this, just a small thing that I'm going to read out. And nobody else wrote it but me. So, it's not you, it's me. You made me believe, I made you dream. You gave me hope, I helped you see, but then you said goodbye, and I silenced the scream. I closed my doors, I opened my tears, I tried my best, but I saw all my fears. We now go together with different times, but a definite end. Both new beginnings. But first, one more time, my friend. One more time. And that's kind of where we are, right? He gave us everything. The whole thing in regards to doubters to believers, he did that. On the cop, there's a huge banner that'll come out saying, imagine being us. Make us dream. We had all of that. We still do. I know we still do. I know. But when the news started breaking, it wasn't as if everyone's world turns upside down, and in the most Desi way, the bande was smashed. So that's the dishes were smashed. Everything fell. People went to the ground. They got back up and saw that it was real. Wasn't a dream. It's a living nightmare. Call it whatever you want. But yeah, Jurgen Klopp at the end of this season is leaving Liverpool Football Club. And unless you've been under a shell or completely devoid and disconnected from the world around you as a Liverpool fan, you probably know that already. So we have most of the original Desi crew, which is myself, Gags Tandon, Nina Kauser, and Cam Branch. And why? Because we've been through this journey together. So, people say, at Desi funerals, we wallow in someone's passing. But he's not dead, so let's not do that, right? Yeah, he's given us so much collective enjoyment. I don't think it's a leap to say that it's brought us all together. So if we think about that journey of 15, 16, Dortmund, Basel, so even rescuing Simon Brundish for the other things in Basel. 17, 18, the Champions League journey that we had then, Kiev, Gags, a year later in Madrid, after you said it, we're going to be back. We were back. And the season after that, we won the title. Then we had the way back in 21-22. And yeah, and then where we are now with the reversal of the 2022-2023 misfortunes. Everyone will be covering something around likes, loves, now next. We don't have to be different, but we do have to be Desi. So with the jar on the table next to the biscuit and the barfi, let's actually do this, you know? So coming to you first, simply because of how you appear on Zoom, Cam, as the messages started flooding in, what were your first emotions of it all, bro?
I was driving at the time. This was one of the questions last night on the AI pod, and I was actually driving at the time. One of the guys from the office phoned me up, and he goes, "Cam, what's going on?" And I said, "Nothing. I'm just driving. I'm just going past Stonehenge at the moment." And he goes, "No, no, I meant Klopp's leaving." And I'm like, "No, he's not." And he's like, "No, no, Klopp's leaving." And I said, "What?" I said, "Bro, why have you phoned me?" And he's, "No, no, Klopp's leaving." I'm like, "Why? What? No, what? Just what? What? Seriously, why have you phoned me?" And he goes, "No, no, I'm reading Sky Sports News right now." And I'm like, "You what?" And I've noticed my phone is going batshit crazy with loads of messages. And obviously, I'm driving. I'm not going to check my messages. So I've had to pull over and I'll check. And I'm like, "What the fuck?" And I was just no. I actually opened up Twitter. I didn't go to the messages. I opened up Twitter, went onto the LSC page, and there's that. And I've stopped and I've just watched that 2 minute video, and it's exactly 2 minutes. And I'm like, it's just these little things that are going to be in my mind forever now. Like, I was like, why exactly 2 minutes? It's just really odd. And it's just like, and he looked completely broken and devastated. And I'm like, what's happened? It just felt like there was more to it, but there isn't. It's just, and it's like I, I was just in a daze. There's nothing else. It's like it does feel like someone has gone and they've left us, even though they haven't. They're there, but it's like because that's the emotional connection that Jurgen had created with all of us. That's a testament to who he was as a man, as a person, as a human being. He was just so genuine. He was so real. It's when
I
he
hear,
spoke, he felt like he was speaking to us.
yep,
And that's the thing.
I hear you, bro. Kauza, how about you?
Well, it was a Friday, of everyone knows. But for me, Friday is like a spiritual day. I'm a Muslim, so we go to mosque, and it's a very tranquil, peaceful kind of morning. You get on with your rituals, yada yada yada, and I kind of stay away from my phone as much as possible because I just try to keep a clear mind. And I just get like a Twitter notification. I don't read it. I just carry on, and then I'm like, no, I should look at that. And it's a tweet from Anfield Index that I've been tagged in. And I'm like, okay, maybe it's matched, like, oh, the build up to the FA Cup where you can, like, oh, follow us on, what, it's Discord or whatever. And I opened the tweet and it says breaking Jurgen Klopp would leave Liverpool at the end of the season. I was like, what the hell's Eddie on? It's not April. And then I go on and I just see a barrage of everything Liverpool related content and him leaving. And I'm just like, whoa. It threw me. I'm not gonna lie, it threw me. I wasn't suspicious about why he was leaving. I think, I knew this day was gonna come. And I'm a realist. And obviously I've been, like big on Jurgen Klopp before he was even at Liverpool. And I was like, I knew this day would come. And I was like, damn, now I know how those Dortmund fans felt when they were on my pod. It's come. Too soon, but it's come. I wasn't prepared for it. I certainly wasn't prepared for it yesterday, but let's be honest, would we ever be prepared for that kind of news. I'm just grateful that he's given us months in advance to kind of, it's not happened like straight away. Like for Dortmund, he announced it in April that he was leaving at the end of the season. The fact that he's given us this time, I'm grateful for.
Yeah, I think for me, it's more a case of whereby, where we got to 2022, he's renewing, he's not going anywhere. So, great, fantastic. And he's going to stay till the end of 2026. So the end of 2026 is what I had in my mind.
Yeah.
So him leaving, like, you kind of knew that you could prepare for that. You don't prepare for this version of leaving. Gags, what about yourself, bro? If you come off mute, Gags.
I think I went through I think I went through the stages of grief pretty quick on this one.
So you went from Dabda to Dabda.
Yeah, I accepted it pretty quick on this one. I think maybe working with the Kubler-Ross model so much recently has made me cold a little bit. But I think I was ready. I think I never wanted to go through the Gerrard thing again. That was too hard at the time. And it's pretty similar, just letting people know. I think I think the timing and all that, we can probably get there, but I think it's great that he's let us know early. And people are like, why? But I mean, you're crazy if you think this isn't the best way to do it. Imagine telling you at the end of the season and you have nothing to look forward to from him ever again. You are crazy. This would have been 1,000,000 times worse if he said bye and disappeared. Now you get to see him, you get to take all of this in, you get to absolutely adore him for 4 months. You get to this Liverpool matches for Liverpool fans are box office, right? And it doesn't matter, like it's box office, no one misses anything, whether you're a traveling fan or whether you're a fan at home, you watch every game. Now they are, if there's anything above box office, they are that now. They are literally, they were unmissable before, and I don't know what to describe it now, but they are completely unmissable now. Like there is no chance. Like my family knows no disturbance, but the people that were willing to be disturbed are now never going to want to be disturbed while they watch these games. So
Liverpool versus Luton's going to be epic.
It is everything is epic. Like literally, it doesn't matter what game you're going to now. They're going to be sold. Like literally, I don't even get games. I'm not a known person for handing out tickets. The amount of messages I got yesterday, and like people unknowns messaging me on Twitter DM, and I was like, dude, I don't even know you. And he even listening to the laugh, and he's like, yeah, but if you get a ticket, put my name down for it. I was like, there's 1,000 people that contact me. You're going to be the 1,000th. Like, there's no chance. He goes, yeah, but what about if, like, they don't take it? I'm like, 999 people are not going to pass up on a Liverpool ticket, mate. There's no chance you're getting a ticket. So don't, it's like, what the fuck? I don't even get them. But why, you're not going to get one. It's just impossible. No one's giving you one. So, yeah, people, please don't message anyone. You're not going to get one. Very difficult. So, not now. This is unprecedented stuff. So, I mean, the initial shock of it was what? And I think the worry from my perspective was something's happened to him. And as soon as I found out he was fine, I think I completely accepted it. I trust him at his word for this type of stuff for sure. When he's talking about it in the video, I think the video was perfect from Liverpool to put that out there and make people accept. I mean, obviously, it depends on how you react. Everybody's an individual, and you should react the way you want to react and get it out of the system how you want to get it out of your system. There's no judgment for me. But I'm just saying my perspective was as soon as I knew he was healthy and he was fine, that was it for me. Because I think that's bigger for me, that he lives on and has a healthy life, and we can, he can talk about Liverpool and his career and this Liverpool. I would love to know more. Now, what I look forward to is his perspective on Liverpool going forward as a pundit, as anything that he writes, whatever he does, that's going to be so interesting post Liverpool now, because he's got that experience, and it'd be great to know those insides and outs on what he did and how he did it. So I want to enjoy the next 4 months. That's what I want to do. I don't want to wallow at all in it. This is me. I'm not judging anyone. Like I said, this is just me. I really got over it quick, and I just said the focus is now going on the 9th with Bargy Cam. I'm going to meet Mando, and the 10th, and I am gonna absolutely enjoy that. I am praying we're gonna get to Dublin and I get a ticket because I'll be going to that. I don't have any others at the moment. Maybe I'll go to some of the knockouts of the Europas as well. I'll definitely have access to those. So any ticket I get access to, I'm gonna try and go. And it's one of those things. Just really, I want us. I think I wasn't confident we'd win the league this year, but now I'm confident we're gonna win the league this year because I think the difference it makes on a squad fighting for someone they love is way more than fighting for yourself. You can doubt stuff for yourself. You can have a low moment for yourself. But when it's about, I want to give him a send off, I want to do this for him, then you go through brick walls. Then you really push on. And that when that emotional thing's involved, it changes, it brings you all together. And I think like this squad's going to be so together now. They are so amazing mentality wise, scoring late, whatever. I just think this is going to put us on another level. So, and you know, I put a tweet out yesterday. If there's a mission for Liverpool players, if you wish to accept it, I said this on the other pod. Get Klopp that parade. You know, he deserves it. This would be the most fitting way a manager leaves a club. And I think we were talking pre-pod. He's with Cam. He's doing it his way. He's doing it. You know, this is how heroes go out. This is how heroes go. I admire him so much for not doing what every other manager did. Hold on, stick with it. You know, he must have had so many doubts last year when that season happened the way it did. And you know, fair play to him for actually standing up and being different to everyone else. I respect and admire him so much for just saying, no, I'm not going to stick around and hold on to this and just take a payday. I know it's not my time.
Yeah. Overstaying isn't good as well. Like Gags touched on as well. Like obviously Fergie really, you know, like he had to win it one more time before he left, but left the squad in a really bad way. Arsene Wenger, you know, an Arsenal legend, won the FA Cup and then disappeared for a bit, and then won another FA Cup and then disappeared and then left, and like tarnished legacies. Like you have to, like you don't want that as well. Like I want him to go out on the best possible way.
Yeah, and young squad. I mean, there's players coming through that look so good. Yeah, Kwanzaa looks so good. Bradley looks so good. I'm actually got big hopes for Clark as well. It's like there's players coming through that could set us up for a while, you know. And if we get the right coaching, and I hope it's a former Liverpool legend that comes in because he knows the club.
I
He
don't
knows
want
the
Steven
people.
Gerrard.
No, no, no. I'm glad he signed for his Saudi team and extended, and
Al
so he's out the question.
Ettifaq.
Yeah, yeah. The fuck, get the fuck.
Alford.
But yeah, I'm.
Fuck off.
Yeah, that's the one. Eddie fuck off. Yeah, I'm hoping it's another young manager who will want to come and stay for 10 years and want to build something. And he's playing great football. He actually does a lot of the pressing style, so he's very similar. Ben Boschik put something out, I think, on Anfield Index about this as well. So there's a load of things that he does that would suit this squad of players, if the players would trust him. So there's loads of factors we can go into other pods, but I am looking forward to 4 months. I think the last day is the one that's going to hurt us all the most. That's going to hurt. We're probably all going to shed tears, but I really, really pray and hope that it's tears of joy, that we are winning the league and he's going out in the right way. That would because everything, the juggernaut we've been against, it's so unfair. He should have won 5 Premier Leagues. That's what he deserves. He should have. Okay, I'm exaggerating. He should have won 3 at least, right?
Yeah.
And you know, it's so unfair. And I shouldn't really cry about all that shit, but that's he deserves one more. He does deserve one more, and then everyone will hopefully shut the fuck up about how he didn't win much. And to be honest, he won everything, and he fucking look at what Pep said about him yesterday. Yeah, I admire him. He's the guy that, you know, challenged me all my career. I'm actually
gonna
gonna
get
sleep.
bored and leave as well. You're gonna be like, what's the fucking
Well, he
point
goes,
of
I'm
this
gonna
league
sleep
now?
well. He goes, I'm gonna sleep well. And you know, I'll sleep well that he's gone. You know, it's the most biggest compliment. And I regard Pep one of the best managers in the world as well.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah, he
when
is.
your contemporaries give you that praise, that tells you
Oh,
everything
fucking the
about him.
bold, fucking drug taking, cheating little fuck.
Yeah, he's cheated, but I think no one can doubt how good
He's
he is.
not a
And
cheat. He's just managing a team of cheats because I don't think you
He
can
is a
argue.
cheat. Didn't he fucking take all them drugs when he's at Barcelona or whatever not, and then got
yeah,
done
he
for it as
did.
well?
I think
A
so.
fucking drug
I think
taker.
You know what? We don't know. But what I'm saying is, as a manager, you can't.
PEP taking the PED.
Shut up, man. What I don't know, I don't comment on.
Yeah,
And you
I get it.
shouldn't. You shouldn't.
What?
Yeah.
He actually did get done for taking performance
He got
enhancing
done.
drugs.
He got done for it.
That's
Yeah,
not, that's not
but
speculation, that's
no,
the truth.
I didn't know that. But I'm talking about him as a manager.
Oh, him as a
Yeah.
manager. Yeah, he's still a
Yeah,
prick. And he's bold. There you go. There's no lies in that. That's not speculation, that's truth as well.
Yeah, and like bold, but it suits people. Boldness does, so it's quite
It
cool.
does. It does suit some
Yeah.
people. It
Yeah.
does. We have many
Gaga.
aficionados of the Desi pod who are bolding, who are bold. We also don't discriminate against bold people. We just hate the boldy fuck. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's a bit
like I
like we
said,
ain't. It's like we ain't racist. We only hate Manx.
yeah. So this is like, we've got a different tangent, and it's fine because it's Desi, and we have a laugh and joke. But I think when there's respect like that given to the manager, you kind of know where he's
Yeah,
standing.
he is a phenomenal
So
manager. You can't take away from
yeah.
that.
Here's one for you then, lads and lasses. Talking of respect, what's Klopp taught you or changed for you as a Liverpool fan over the last 8 years? You know, actually even 9 years. Gosh, we've got to the end of this year, maybe 9 years, right? So like, something that Nina mentioned earlier was about the importance for her in regards to Friday. What day of the week did Klopp sign for us on? It was
It's a Friday.
the Friday. Yeah.
From
was the
Doubts to
Friday.
Believers, I woke up to that. I wasn't a spiritual person then, so I just woke up and I got that video that we all did. I'm gonna
We
turn
did the
you
pod on
from
the Thursday,
doubters.
didn't we?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Nina, your
turn.
pod was
Yeah,
on Thursday. Yeah.
it was. Yeah, and I had the pre-pod already done with John Harding, so that was ready to go. And woke up on a Friday morning, and that message: "I'm gonna turn you from doubters to believers."
We like the Beach Boys song. Like, woke up in the morning feeling fine. I got a Jurgen Klopp on my mind.
Oh, I still love that picture that you made that Desi
Oh,
Dilwale did.
Dilwale Duniya Le Jayenge. Where Klopp's got you over the shoulder.
Yeah, bless.
Yeah, and then so many years later, he just dropped you on your head,
Yeah, on my head.
quite literally. So yeah, come on then, Kowza, let's start with you. What's Klopp taught you or changed for you as a Liverpool fan over the last 8 years?
Well, you know what? I'm really into athleisure now. I go out in joggers. That is the Jurgen Klopp influence on my life. You know, I'm chilling in joggers. He's made it cool. I would never dream of doing it before. Jurgen Klopp, I blame you. Or I give credit
Every
to
day
you.
is a dress down day in Kowza land.
Yes.
Salwar kameez trainers.
Yes, like a proper Desi auntie.
No, looking brilliant. Oh gosh.
I'm going to keep it lighthearted, so that is my throw in there.
Gags, what about you, man? What's he taught you? What's he changed for you?
I think what he changed was
Are you that person who has everything? The coolest merch and those must-have fan threads? Well, over at our Anfield Index shop, we've gone that extra mile when it comes to pimping up your Liverpool collection. From our popular range of bespoke design t-shirts, sweaters, hoodies and hats, to our signature edition mugs, prints and coasters, all provided with fast worldwide shipping. We have something for every red. We also stock official LFC merchandise and are licensed with the Premier League and UEFA to sell official iron-on shirt badges and sleeve patches. As a listener to this podcast, you can get 10% off everything with coupon code AIPRO10. Just head over to AnfieldIndex.shop or find us on Etsy by searching for Anfield Index.
like you always get nervous for games regardless, and everybody gets, because you care about something, you're gonna get nervous about it. But I don't think I've ever been so expectant of something. So obviously the lows hurt the most because you expected to win so much. As we went on and we got into the 18-19 season around there, I've never been so confident. Like I would never share that, on socials and stuff because I never want to jinx stuff. And I'd usually err on the side of caution in public and say, yeah, we're gonna draw here, we're gonna lose. But I always expected us to win because you just felt this. I don't know. There was something with that team. Like if you feel it now, that something's gonna happen. You can be negative and say stuff what you want in social stuff, but there's kind of like a feeling we're gonna score as long as we don't fucking concede first. We're gonna run these people down. There's an expectance, even with 10 players out, that you're gonna fucking win. I mean, it's nuts. And as a fan, I think the only time I ever expected so much was the first Kenny run when I was a kid, very young kid, that you should just turn on teletext and think, have we scored 4 yet? Have we scored 5 yet? You know, it's one of those. Whereas then we went through such a barren stage. It's like, when are we going to win? I hope we win. I pray we win. You know, there's like, it went through a phase as a fan that you were begging to win. And he removed all of that. He removed all of that feeling and he just brought confidence. And, you know, that's the bit we dread afterwards, but we got to go through it and we got to get through it. But I'm going to enjoy, the next 4 months. I'm really going to enjoy them because I don't know if we're going to get the feeling back ever again. And I want to love it. I just want to love this 4 months.
Yeah, like I can definitely relate to what you said in regards to bringing confidence back because I remember under Kenny second time round and then also under Rodgers, if we were losing and it was 1-0, like going at least draw. Come on, don't lose, just draw. Yeah, and if it would get to 2-1, you're like, come on, please get the second. You would hope for the draw. You wouldn't hope that you were going to get back to the win from that position, you know. And then when it was 1-0, you were kind of hoping that you'd hold on and maybe score a second and get the win actually, rather than being in a position of, oh shit, you know what, shit, we're 1-0 down, fuck, it's gonna get worse from here. And sometimes it would get worse from there, sometimes they would draw, sometimes, you know, but it was that kind of weirdness of hopes changing. So yeah, I hear you on that one. Cam, what about you? What's Klopp taught you or changed for you as a Liverpool fan over the last 8-9 years?
Yeah, a couple of things, but just touching on something Gags said earlier. Gags, I'm going to DM you later. I'll be 1001, yeah, just in case, you know. Never know. So,
well, you're okay. We got a ticket. Luckily, we're sorted.
Yeah, well, you know, I might DM you in a pseudonym, you know, just in hope. But no, a couple of things Klopp has taught me. Touching on what Baji you just said and what Gags said. In Klopp we trust. I think that became really, really big. In that how, you know, we went from doubters to believers, and you know, all the hysterics 1 hour before the game. Oh, look at that fucking team! Why is he playing? He's shit. You know, that slowly but surely, it's gone. You don't hear that noise anymore at all, because we truly have come to believe in what he is doing for the club and that team. We just know whoever he puts on that pitch, we know they're going to give it their all, and that's all you can ask. You know, that they give it their all. I mean, it's probably one of the reasons we love Darwin Núñez so much, because he gives it his all on the pitch, and that probably epitomizes what a Klopp team is. And what Klopp has done for this club. You know, there's no real negative. You know, the negativity. Oh God, Lovren's playing. Fuck's sake, you know, all of that's gone. He's slow. You know, he's revolutionized.
That always remains, bro. There's always a player that's.
There will be to a point, but this season, who's that player?
No, this year it was.
We're
about
starting
the 6th.
Lallana against the F.
No, it was about the 6th at the start of the season, but that quickly got dispelled when we started.
But that's
winning.
the point, you know, and this is where we're at. All right, it's taken 8 years, maybe.
He flushed all the turds, man. Respect.
Yeah, slowly but surely. I mean, like I say, in Klopp we trust. But the biggest thing for me probably is, and this has been a big influence on me personally, and it's politically.
Oh.
That's right. It's politically. It's his socialist values and his stances, and he's very forthright with that, and and I think that's had a huge impact on me because after Brexit, I became quite political. I wasn't politically minded at all pre-Brexit. It wasn't a thing for me. But now, I mean, I see my eyes are being opened up with what happened with Brexit and a lot of what Klopp would say and the values he had and the way he would just say, he says it straight. I mean, he's in a very, very privileged position and he's a very, very powerful voice. And for him to be as forthright as he is with those views, that's impressive for me. That's probably the biggest thing for me.
Nice. So, will his tractor and trolley leave Anfield to head to pastures new? Will Allah need to teach Klopp how to make the roti sabji for a change? Or will Klopp outsource it to India? And what I mean by that is really simple. What's the first thing that Klopp's going to do on his first day of doing nothing when it's all over?
Yeah, I know
Gags.
what he's going to do.
He's going
Do
to
you?
play with his grandkids. That's what he's going to do.
I thought you were about to say he's going to play with something else there, man. I got really worried. Bloody hell. It's a family show. Family show.
I think his grandkids will be one by the time he leaves. So he's timed it perfectly. That I think they were born in the summer last year. So they're going to be the right age for him to spend a year with and really enjoy that time. And he deserves it as a granddad. I see my my parents. And they said that, when you're a parent, you work a lot and you don't get to see everything. As a grandparent, if you're lucky enough to live in the same house, you get to see every step of their growth and everything. And they always tell me, this is our interest, we put our earning in our investment. This is the interest, and the interest is always, sorry, Neil, I know you don't believe in interest, or you can do that in religiously, but they say that you're the kids, the grandkids are the interest, and everybody loves interest more than the investment or what you get back from it. So that's what they say, and he's gonna get to live and for a year at least, because he said, I'm not working for another year, taking a year out. That interest for him for a year is going to be like gold. He'll absolutely love spending that time with his. I understand it. I get it. My parents say it all the time. This is massive for him. I love that he's doing it for himself. I'm not going to hate on him at all. I'm not going to be disappointed on him. I'm going to take it very positively, what he wants to do. And I'm going to keep saying it. And I want to really affect people and influence people, that I'm going to love the next 4 months. And then we can all cry together on the last day. We can. But let's fucking get behind this team now and win the whole damn fucking lot and send him off as a legend that he deserves to be. Absolutely. But yeah, that's what he's going to be doing. He's going to be having fun, a lot of fun, and fulfilling his life. That's what he's going to be doing.
So, Kaza, given that you're athletic, or as you put it, athletic, by Klopp, what's he going to do? Like, first day, he's in his bed, Rajai's all over him, doesn't have to really wake up when the alarm clock goes off. You say, fuck it, switch the alarm clock off. What's the first thing he's going to do? What would you do on your first day of nothing when it's all over?
Well, if I'm Jurgen Klopp, I'm going to make this lighthearted and fun, right? Gags is great. And by a side note, I think Klopp is probably the coolest granddad ever. But yeah, I think he's always said he doesn't have Twitter. I think he's going to make a Twitter account and it's going to be called FSG out, right?
Oh my god, I can imagine him doing that as a joke.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like, he's going to make an FSG out because he's worked under some hardship, but you know what? Fair play to him. And I also think he's going to have a Rocky marathon.
I would have gone with Klopp heights or gobshites rather than FSG out.
Yeah, he's gonna like cause some outrage on Twitter or something. I don't know, but just going to make it lighthearted. I think he's just going to have a lot of rest. I think he needs rest. You can see it on his face. If you do a face comparison to when he came to how he looks now, every manager looks exhausted. It's taken a lot out of him. I think he might take a little breather from football as well. And like Gags said, pursue other things. I don't think he's going to launch a clothing line. I am disappointed. I wish he would. I'd buy all of it. But I think it is going to be him just chilling out. But a Twitter account, blasting FSG and watching a load of Rocky.
Nice. Cambo?
I can't beat those two, can I?
You can try.
Yeah, I'll try. Yeah. Well, when he wakes up, you know he's just going to go down into the garden because it's going to be a nice summer's day. He's going to have his coffee in one hand. Unfortunately, he'll have a cigarette in another hand. He's just going to look around the garden. He's just going to take a deep breath, and I think he'll probably just look up at the sky and say, "Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to have done that for the last 8.5 years." And I think he'll just take a deep breath and just sit down and just sit in that, on that garden seat and just listen to the birds sing and think, I've been really lucky. I was manager of the greatest football team in the world, or the greatest football club in the world.
The scary thing is, Cam, it's gonna continue. We are gonna continue supporting this club. We are gonna life after club will happen. It's like you can't see it right now. You can't imagine it right now. But we will 100% move on because it happens all the time.
Yeah, of course. This day was coming. It's like Nina said earlier, and Lisa Marie said it last night. We all knew this day was coming. We just didn't know it was coming yesterday. That was that, and that's the thing. We all had 2026 in mind, obviously, because that's when he signed his contract to, and we expected him to go to then at least, and then we would have been praying at some point next season that they would have announced a contract extension, and then if they didn't, then it would have been sort of, is he, isn't he? And then and I think the way it's happened, this may well have been pre-planned.
Hello, I'm here to annoy you. I'm here to annoy you into listening to more of me and more of others on EPL Index. We don't just have the Anfield Index stuff. We've got EPL Index as well, which covers the entirety of the Premier League. And we have 3 podcasts and a whole bunch of really good writing on EPLindex.com. The podcasts are my own Two-Footed podcast, which is every day at 4 p.m, Monday through Friday, covering the whole league. We have A Tad Predictable, hosted by Tadiwa. You know Tadiwa, he does Anfield Index. He presents A Tad Predictable before every Premier League match week. And then Kevin DeVries and his crew on the EPL Roundtable, they're every week after the Premier League match week. So make sure you listen to everything we're doing on EPL Index and follow us there on Twitter at EPL Index. Thank you. Bye-bye.
That it was actually going to be 2024. I'm walking away. I mean, you just don't know. You just don't know.
Well, if we take him on his word, he decided this. He kind of thought the summer was going to be okay. I think he hates the preseason tours. Like, he just detests them, man. Especially the ones on the other side of the world. He just wants the team to be together, but close to home. So you can actually have a better preseason. But the way he was saying it, that he was feeling tired then, but then when they got back and everything was good, he was like revitalized again. But then, obviously, by November, he must have felt.
He must have felt it again, yeah.
Yeah, he must have felt like this is too much, way too much. But to be honest, it's all around. Look, the management and the day-to-day is all good and all well and good, but the media stuff, and then the tension of like how much he's butted heads with the FA and the referees and all that stuff. There's so much extra that comes onto your plate. And I think it was when was the Diaz stuff and sorry, not the Diaz. So when was the Spurs stuff? Was that October?
Early
October.
Yeah,
yeah, like that post that. It's like you kind of give up in the system a little bit. Like this is literally because he was taken out of context. So context so much with his post Spurs quotes. It was
Yeah.
disgraceful. It was disgraceful. I'm not saying that was one instant. I'm saying little things when they get bubbled up and joined up together, it kind of breaks, I think, and you say, you know what, this isn't
To quote something Bargy said to me before we started, it's been a
really.
death by 1,000 cuts.
Yeah. It's like, I think he has probably just said, mentally, I can't take this. Like, it was that, like I said, those type of things for me, that's what hurts me the most. The injustice of it hurts me the most. That's when I get most upset and can't let go. The Virgil van Dijk red card, like as in when he got hurt by what's it called? Those in-game things just affect me so much. And then we don't win, or something late happens, and we had a disallowed goal beating Everton, and then this one we scored an own goal. You know, it was just the injustice of it just hurts more, especially if it looks like it's fucking corrupt. You know, and you never know. Maybe he knows there's something there that he can't say or share, but he doesn't. But you know, I could understand it if it was, fuck this, man, fuck this, and then all of a sudden when he's made the decision, we start to smash everything because the players definitely didn't know in November. They have not known. But the way, I mean, fair play to Jurgen, man, how he's since October, that we were doing well then anyway, but since then it's been so good. We've been so good throughout the whole period, and you know, you couldn't tell he was clocked out, could you? Absolutely not. So that's what makes me so confident for the rest of the season. But yeah, I can understand why it happens and when it happens, especially when you're getting older. So it's just, if there's something that I point to, I fucking hate the FA and I hate the whole VAR system. I just think they got a lot to answer for putting pressure on people. Really do.
Cool. So talking about putting pressure on people, we'll stick with you, Gags. Where do we go from here? You know, Klopp is irreplaceable. You know, who he is and how he got this club. He lives life on the touchline, exactly as we would at Anfield, right? So what's the innovation that we need here to look for in the next manager, you know? Who do you want?
So I think we haven't had a proper system in terms of what got us to the heights that we got to. So I don't want to disrespect Jurgen at all here, by the way. But I think we need to go back to where we were when we got Jurgen at the start. And I think some of the things Jurgen has been saying in terms of, I have to make this decision because no, I'm unsackable. You know, he's saying it himself in the interviews. No one is going to sack him at Liverpool, and no one could, and no one should because of what he's achieving. I get it, and he's made the decision himself. But and we don't know why and all that. But what I'm saying is, he's brought in his mates for a lot of things. So he's brought in Schmachter, knew him, stuff like that. And that guy is just not very good. We know that. I'm so glad he's leaving at the end of the month in a few days' time. But we need to go back to a model where we have a director of football and we have a manager that will be willing to work under that. And lately I don't think that's been the case for Big Yegs, and he's done a really good job this summer. But actually, I think being in charge of transfers for him and all that Caicedo stuff and everything, all of that weighed on him as well. It was hard. It was hard for him, and so this is all my assumptions, by the way, and stuff. You get to hear whatever. I just think maybe that's all weighed on him as well because he's doing a lot. He has been doing
Can I
a
just
hell of a
say,
lot in the last 2 years.
Can I just say, I saw a tweet where someone went, if he wasn't doing all this, and like there was like a video of him, like like chest, beating his chest and like chest pumping and celebrating with the crowd. And somebody tweeted, if he wasn't doing this every game, he'd be less exhausted. I assure you.
That's
brilliant.
That's wicked. It's true. But you can't take the passion out of the man, and I think
No,
he's
you
been
can't,
really
but just,
passionate. He's been really passionate about us, and he's been wanting to get it right himself. And I think what we probably need is to take that kind of pressure, the extra stuff, the transfer stuff off of a manager, and we need to bring, because he's got it mainly right this year. With the boys he's brought in, they've all been fantastic. Maybe Grav, but I've got a feeling Grav will come good next year. But it'll be interesting to see if he comes good under a new manager. So I think they need to go, Bargy, to a model that is again director of football and working with the stats guys that we still have, and and then bring in a manager like maybe Alonso to help, to focus on coaching, if that makes sense, and focus on what I really want someone with a philosophy, Baji. I want someone who plays a certain way and will stick to it, won't do a Brendan and have 20 formations in a semi-final and fuck things up really badly where people are throwing fucking drinks over your head at Wembley. I don't want any of that. I want it to be proper. We play this way, and I want to buy people that suit my philosophy. So you go to the stats team and you say, this is what I need. I need these type of players with these, good things about them, or these are the traits I want statistically, or whatever the strengths, and let the stats team go and do their job and go and get the right players in the right budget for your team. Because I think, as Alonso's showing, he doesn't have any superstars this year, right? He doesn't have any superstars in that team, but they're doing great. So he can do that anywhere. So as long as he gets the right players, then he should be successful. So that's what I would want. I mean, I don't know if Alonso is a popular choice for everybody, but I just want someone who knows the club and the fans and the people as well, has been here, had the experience, so he treats it with the right respect. And I think a former player who's looking like he's going to be a great manager sounds fucking ideal to me, and a young one as well. So, he comes in and he'll get respect because he's won a European Cup. He's won in Germany a lot as well. So and Spain a lot as well. So I would say that would be the way I go. I would go with a really good director of football and maybe Xabi Alonso, who ticks a lot of boxes for me.
Okay, talking about young men, Cam, who seems to be like Benjamin Button when it comes to growing. What about you? Dookie Sortula, what are you thinking here, bro? What do we need? What do we need to look for in the next manager? Yeah, what do you want?
Okay, I think gone are the days where you're going to get a manager who's been there, done it, successful, won a few trophies. But they're just not there. They're not available as such. So when we were looking at, say, well, all right, who's the top managers out there that really make you think, yeah, he would be somebody we want? They're not young, are they? They're all
yes. Okay.
Yeah. That's what I meant. If you look at, when we were looking at Benitez, for example, he'd won major trophies. He'd won La Liga twice, I think, with Valencia. He had a pedigree about him. The managers that have pedigree per se are they're of a certain age, and I want to think we're going to keep being transformative and progressive, and they're not going to get left behind. They're going to come in with a fresh approach. You look at some of the managers like say Brighton have got with Desi, is it? I can't pronounce his name.
Desi.
I mean, but his style of football is great, but it's chaotic at the same time. But he's got nothing about him. He's got nothing to say that he can step up to that level. So we're sort of struggling to find people like that.
But Cam, imagine if the rest of the season goes the way the first half did, and obviously there's never a guarantee in Germany.
Yeah,
he's won 15 out of 18 games and drawn 3. He would literally be doing what Jurgen Klopp did in Germany, beating Bayern Munich.
Oh, but
you get
that's
what I mean?
where
I'm just saying that I pray for Alonso's sake he goes on and he wins that, because we would literally be getting the next big thing, in my view, because that's a hard thing to do over there. It's like being City here.
Yeah, no,
similar points difference.
But this
4 points at the moment.
Yeah, similar points difference.
I mean, I said this on the main pod last night that Xabi Alonso would be the number one choice for me, without a doubt. And it's predominantly for what he's done over the last season and a half at Leverkusen. One, the fact that he's won numerous trophies as a player. He's an ex-Liverpool legend. His style of football is phenomenal. It's very much in keeping with how we sort of play, but also he's got a different twist on it. The transition would work really well. I think we've got a young enough set of players who could adapt to his the way he would want us to play, and they would probably be even better at it than what possibly Leverkusen are, without being disrespectful to the Leverkusen players, because I'd like to think that the current Liverpool players we have are technically possibly better than those players. So that is obviously the natural choice. If it wasn't to be Xabi Alonso, though, the person I would like would be Julian Nagelsmann. I just don't know why, but I just think
No.
No, it's fucking Tim Sherwood, but the German
No.
version.
No,
You
no.
are shit
like I say, that's just my
Giles all the
opinion.
time. Towser,
Yeah,
you don't get to talk about him. Don't even go
fine.
there. Me and you are gonna fall out if you sit there and start saying, "Oh, you don't want Julian Nagelsmann," because you did. You did. I have it on black and white record. I took the piss out of the dipstick Gile when we were gonna play him. So you don't get to
He
bout
he
about
was
your person that you.
35 then. No, I don't want him anymore. I'm
Can I-
done with
can
him
I
after.
just,
Is that because he doesn't wear athleisure?
Can I just say, yeah, he don't wear athleisure. And when it's a final, when it's a semi-final for Leipzig, and I remember this vividly, and even for Bayern Munich as well, he'd wear the most hideous suits, and it was almost like he's deflecting from his team about to bottle it. And I'm just gonna wear the worst suit, and you're gonna look at me. But yeah, no, you know what? I think he's obviously good managing Germany right now because obviously it didn't go well for him at Bayern Munich. I think he's young. He still needs to prove himself. There's just too many young managers at the moment. I agree with everything what you guys have pretty much said with regards to I think the setup in the back needs to be absolutely perfect. I think another thing that we need to acknowledge, I'm not going to throw a manager's name in there, it's just a bit too early for me. I think whoever they bring in has to have a similar style to how Jurgen Klopp and this team plays. The manager's style of football has to match these set of players. I think that's important because we've seen what's happened with Ten Hag. He had an attacking style of football at Ajax where they used to play. He's not had the players to do that here. He's bought a lot of players that still won't do it. I think the manager has to be the perfect fit. I'm not really looking at a name per se at the moment. Also, another thing I'm going to say as well is the simple fact that be prepared, like not to compare this guy to what Jurgen Klopp does. I think that's going to be really important. I'm just talking from a mindset, like how Liverpool fans are, and I don't want to do that whole third.
But you want to win in, right? You want to,
yeah,
you want to win in.
Yeah, you want.
Can I just,
I want a winner.
say,
No,
what we don't remember.
I've not finished my point.
Go
Can
on.
I please speak? You've had yours, right? I also think as well, the key thing is we do need a director of football because whoever we get will not have the pull of Jurgen Klopp. Because as we've agreed, there's not many world-class managers. So I think the director of football has to be elite, like a Michael Edwards kind of type of guy that will do all the negotiating. The manager just coaches a team. I think that's absolutely essential and crucial to where we're going to have to be because I don't want this whole Brendan Rodgers era of Gerard, can you please go and text such a footballer, please? I'm done with that phase now. I think we need to be an adult and a serious football club.
Yeah, and I just wanted to say on top of the winning thing, I don't know if a lot of people remember this, but you know, Xabi Alonso has won a World Cup, 2 Euros, has won 2 Champions Leagues, has won league titles in 2 different countries. So when you talk about a winner, it's pretty much someone who's won a heck of a lot in his career. So when you talk about mentality, winning mentality, he's definitely got it. He's definitely got it.
Yes.
And I think anyone that comes in and manages the club, from the first person that comes in and manages the club that was part of the Istanbul team, it's going to be fucking nuts. Believe me, it's going to be nuts if he gets it. And part of me, Podgy, does feel the timing of this may have something to do with whether they've convinced someone to join.
Possibly, you're right.
You know, because that's the bit that kind of does. A heck of a lot of money was put on Xabi Alonso yesterday. A hell of a lot of money. I'm telling you. So there's, I don't know. I just feel like he would probably, yeah. There's loads of things that go against what I'm saying, but
This isn't my football chat, but I think Andrew's probably kicking himself by going to Spurs a season too early. I'm just saying that. I bet he's kicking himself.
There's one thing nobody's said, and I don't know, Podgy, are you going to say anything on this?
I will say everything at the end. You don't have to worry about me, bro.
No problem. All right. Well, the only point I'm going to make, then, last point from me on this one is whoever the manager is, whoever comes in, or the coach, whatever you want to call them, they have to be prepared to work with the FSG model.
Yep.
of no money. That, they will have seen that, because that's been the biggest thing about Jurgen's management, coaching.
He's right, he saved FSG. And when this
Yeah.
crop of these elite players go on, the next lot come in, because these players are getting older now. I think we can all agree that, and he's got some healthy players in. But once this, I think things will, like, he saved FSG a lot, and you have to say that.
There you go. Thanks for making my point, Nina.
He has. So do not be alarmed when in a few seasons down the line, I don't know how long, where people start grumbling at FSG, because I can see that coming again. If they're still here, I can see that happening.
They're grumbling now.
Yeah.
There will be grumbling. They'll be the FSG outers will be blaming Klopp leaving on FSG not letting him spend money. That's a given. That's
On
a
Klopp's
given.
burner account.
Yeah. There is a Jurgen Klopp account out there, isn't there? But it's yeah, but he's saying it's not him.
Cool. I mean, we're getting towards the end of this pod. So if you saw Klopp tomorrow, how would you say goodbye? Given that you've been talking, Cam, let's carry on with you.
I'd just, if I ever had the opportunity, I'd just say thank you, and I wish you and your family good health and enjoy. It would be as simple as that. You don't need to make it long. You don't need to make it dramatic. We don't need to fall down in tears and, stand there in awe. He's just another human. I think he's a very approachable person in that respect. And I'd just say thank you for being, in my opinion, the best ever Liverpool manager we've ever had.
How's that?
Now, if you know me, I have an unhealthy obsession with potatoes. I'd buy him chips. Oh, you know what I do? I do one better. I'd share my chips. Can I go share my chips?
Steady.
Joey.
Steady. Honestly. Okay. So we've got thank you, chips, Gags. How would you say goodbye to Klopp if you saw him tomorrow?
Probably sing to him or something. I don't know. We'd probably sing the Jurgen song.
He's gonna have a Marilyn Monroe moment in a dream.
That's it, man. We have to do some bhangra with him for sure. I'd set up a little gig, and maybe end of year, Anfield Index party.
Why don't you
And
just do a
special
Milne?
guest. Yeah, we do Milne as well. Just perfect.
Milne, there you go. Milne's perfect, right? You got
we invite him to the party, and then we all do Milne with him. Not just me. Everyone at
you
Anfield
get to
Index
give him
does
a
Milne.
gumball and a ring.
Yeah. He has to give something
hugs.
back as well,
Lots of
Pitara.
Shall I invite him to Jas's wedding?
Carla, go on.
Yeah. You better.
He might turn up to stuff now because he's not the manager anymore.
And then, when they get the Bibia singing, Melanie,
I just want to see. There's one thing I really wish we could have managed from a diversity perspective at the club, and if we can, by the end of the year, by the end of the season, I want to watch him do bhangra with someone. That's what I want to see. I just want him to see him do bhangra. That's probably the thing that you say. That's how I would say bye, by having fun and enjoying and getting that personality out, because he'd probably be really good at it. I loved him when he did the storage dance right in the early days, and it became a meme. I'd want to do some bhangra, him to do some bhangra to finish off, and that become the everlasting meme for us forever. Whenever we win, we post Klopp dancing in our style, Desi style. So for Desi people, that would be the fitting way to say bye.
Oh, him dancing when we won the league to Nightcrawlers, the best. The best. The best.
But if we win the league, you need to somehow get Mundia to Bach Kere or something onto the tannoy from George, whoever does it now. But we need to get it on there so they start dancing to the Knight Rider theme. So it has a bit of a mix, so they can vibe to it. But yeah, that's what I'd love to see.
Yeah, good, couldn't we? That's an interesting space to be in. So, as I said, I've not answered anything here, right? I've and it's been deliberate almost. As truth be told, I don't know how to act like a grown-up about it all. That's how I feel. Genuinely, I mean, yesterday people were talking about pods, etc. I was in no position to talk to anyone, let alone talk on a pod. It's really hard to transition, and this is almost like, I suppose, if I've not experienced this, if you're going through a divorce or if you're going through the loss of a loved one, like literally in your family at that moment in time, and you're ripping away from something while they're still around. Hence I suppose a divorce is probably one of those things where someone just said, look, it's got to come to an end. And you kind of know it has to come to an end, and you weren't expecting it to come to an end by then. Um, and all the emotions are there and everything else, and you just don't know what to say or what to do next. But you know you have to accept what's happening. That's kind of where I'm at with all this. Um,
I don't need a VPN. I've got nothing to hide. Ha. This is what I used to tell myself before I hooked up with LibertyShield.com. Not only is my home internet now fully encrypted, but I can now access all the websites I want, whenever I want, and do so from absolutely anywhere. As a Liverpool fan, I love to know I can now watch every match, regardless of whether it's on UK TV or not. My Liberty Shield VPN makes sure nothing is blocked and guarantees me super fast streaming speed throughout that match. You can get connected right now with their software package, which includes a 48-hour no-obligation free trial and instant access to their apps for Apple, Android, Fire TV, PC, Mac, and Android TV. Or go a step further like I have and get one of their pre-configured VPN routers. These small but powerful devices allow you to easily connect every device in your home to VPN, making it the perfect solution for smart TVs, Mac boxes, and games consoles. Visit LibertyShield.com today and use coupon code AIVPN25 to get 25% off at checkout.
and this is a hard one, like genuinely hard one for me. On the Friday that Klopp signed, in the morning I was all excited. By lunchtime, I needed to disengage from everything. So if people remember, I think Gags, probably you remember more than most, because I think I told you, is that my nanny passed away that day. Like literally that moment. So he'd signed, everything was great. I was at work, everything. I was so excited, everything was buzzing. And I then get the phone call just before midday that my granddad had passed away. And I was like, fuck. And you're so happy, and then all of a sudden everything is gone. There's no meaning, there's no understanding of anything around you. You're in that void space of like, fuck, something is over. And I didn't get to enjoy Klopp signing that sense, and time goes by, time is a great healer. You move on from things. And we had 15, 16, I said at the beginning, it's not a leap to say that all this has brought us close together. In 15-16, we had the Europa League run, and it finished horribly, but we had such a fucking brilliant time in that journey. Similarly with Kiev, we had a ball. I mean, doing City home and away, doing Roma in that way, and then to be so cruelly robbed in how life was at the time in Kiev was a killer. Yeah, and then we came back from that. A year later in Madrid, season after the title, and the title is the one that kicks me the most, because through all of that, you look for hope. I've had a shit period at many points in my life where Liverpool Football Club has been a savior almost. And Jurgen Klopp himself and his personality has been part and parcel of that savior, right? So when the first emotions of it all were a bit like Dabda, you deny everything, you start accepting, but then, you behave badly about lots of things, and then you accept it. And I'm not looking to do Dabda in any of this. And what's Klopp taught me? Resilience. Shit happens, you move on, and you need to fight while you're moving on. You fight through something. You don't hide away, you don't shy away, you fight through. And he's fought. You look at the shit season that was last season, and to have the capability and now to actually negotiate a new way forward and be top of the league doing it, fucking fantastic, right? And what's the first thing he's going to do when it's all over? I don't know. But if I was him, I would wake up and be really grateful for all the things he's given the city, the club, and fans worldwide. And where do we go from here? Alonso is a great shout, but it's not because of what's happening now for me. It's something that he said 10 years ago, Gags, Kauser, and Cam. 10 years ago, he gave an interview just as he joined Bayern Munich and stuff. He gave an interview with Kara and he gave an interview with Goal. You can't find a Goal interview anywhere for love or money, but that was the better one. And in that, he talks about systems. He talks about transition. He talks about play. He talks about how things are on the pitch. He talks about how you don't just have one way of doing things. You have 3 or 4 formations you can easily slot into as the game changes, as it adapts. And he goes, but you adapt each time, irrespective of of opponent, and you can adapt. And I know Klopp has tried to mirror some of this in respect to how we play, but Alonso's somebody who lived it, did it, got the trophy, carried on, did it again, got the trophy, carried on, did it again. Brilliantly. Yeah, so I think the intelligent element of somebody who did that, who said all that and actually was thinking like that, even before they were a manager, is brilliant. I like that kind of mindset. And if I saw him tomorrow, how would I say goodbye? With fucking handcuffs. That's how I'd say goodbye. I go, "Hun tu chal jitte jana hai." Fuck off.
I'm coming with you.
There you go.
Like that fan who
Don't leave me. That's how I do it with fucking handcuffs.
Was it that Everton fan who handcuffed themselves to the goalpost?
Yeah, to
The
just stop
video.
oil.
Yeah.
Yep. That was the most infamous thing that they had. So, but that's how I would do. Where do we go from here? I don't know. The next 4 or 5 months are going to be, in truth, painful. There's going to be happiness and sadness. And when it's all over, I don't know how any of us are going to be, really. We can imagine it, we can think it, but we don't know how we're going to be on that actual day. I think it's going to be a
There's going to be a big
proper
void,
tear.
Baji. There'll be a big
Yeah.
void. There'll be excitement, but there'll be some void as well because we wake up every day knowing Liverpool Football Club is in good hands because Klopp's here. And there's that part of it you don't have to worry about anymore. For the last
Yep.
6 or 7 years, we haven't worried about it. But then there's uncertainty. There's there's always romance with a new beginning as well. Let's be honest. There'll be new songs. There'll be new things. I think a new dawn can be good too. We're gonna miss him. Let's not do that. But I think we will move on really quick. We do. We always do. We'll miss him, but you become used to the new. It happens. It's like everything in grief and change. Change is the hardest thing in the world, but we all get used to it pretty quickly. We are unbelievable as human beings. We adapt very fast. We don't think we will, but we do.
I disagree because when you look at Rafa Benitez, and obviously we sacked him, and then I'm not being funny, we were still pining for Rafa Benitez and Brendan Rodgers come in. I think it depends on who comes in. I'm gonna challenge that a little.
I think it depends on who your owners are and how they've managed it in the past.
But even when FSG came in and Brendan Rodgers was there and Kenny was there, I think people were still pining for previous eras. I think it all depends. I think
it's different because we were shit. We were terrible as a club. No manager will want to join us. We are completely different now. We have an unbelievable squad, which is actually been replenished, and there's a difference to it. Like when you can say your arguments are good until you add the context of where the club was at the time. After Rafa, he built us up, and then because of Hicks and Gillette, we dipped big time, and we went into a nightmare. And when FSG first came in, they were finding it hard to attract until Klopp was available, and we got lucky that he was in between, and he cut a sabbatical for us. And thank you to his wife for pushing him towards us and not United, and we'll always owe her that for the rest of our lives. Thank you to Ola. We're absolutely indebted to her, and we can say that. But now He's leaving us a way better club. A way better club. The ownership has also improved. The stadium has improved. The finances have improved. Baji knows everything behind the scenes is miles better than what it used to be. We had a bit of a blip last year. We were worried. Seems like we're back on track. Now, what they need to do is get that, like you said in earlier, get that director of football in. And I think we're in such a much, and if we're in the Champions League as well, which remember, that wasn't the case back then. We were struggling. We had to try and,
That's why Klopp leaving now is a good thing. Like, as we've said on the pod
if he
as well.
wins the league, it's like, oh my God, I'm taking over a league-winning squad. Whoever comes in, it's like something to fight with.
And leaving in a healthy place as well, unlike what Fergie did, who's an absolute legend at Manchester United and in the name of football, and Arsene Wenger, both, and look how they left
change.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think him doing that this year, maybe he would have left last year because he was tired. But
And
he
he's like,
probably
"No,
thought,
I can't."
I owed this to the club to turn this around. And the way we've played and the way we've done, I mean, I think there's a big risk Mo goes now at the end of the year. I really do with this news. But if you get 100 million for him, it might be good for us to go and buy or do some more investment in players. And for this new manager, it might be. You might just need to wipe the slate clean and do this differently for the next one. The squad's good enough. It's still scoring goals. It's still doing well. We just need to go and find the right player, maybe. That's how it works with eras. But, and like I said, I'm ready for it because Klopp's the biggest thing. Everything else comes next. But I mean, obviously, we'll be hurt when Mo goes as well. I don't want you to get all depressed, folks. But it's going to happen.
I've actually thought this as well.
It's going to happen, and like you have to be ready for it in your mind that there will be a little bit of things happening. Trent and VVD haven't, renewed yet. You never know what's going to happen. There might be an exodus. It happens sometimes. That would be different. That would maybe hurt us more.
Yeah,
but
then it becomes a bit interesting.
Yeah, I don't think that will happen though. I think they're dedicated to the club and they're going to be leaders, aren't they? Trent's going to be here for a long, long time. I think VVD's found his form again. And he's settled and he's got like a bit of a Dutch contingent now. So he's got like brethren here. So I don't think any of that's going to happen. I think it depends on who they bring in. So if they bring someone in and the results are good, I think you'll find player buy-in very fast. But yeah, there's loads to think about in this way. But I do think we're in a much better place to attract the right manager and the right players. Just need the right, we got to get the Doff position, like you said, Nin, and like I said, we both said, need to get that Doff position nailed. And if they nail it in the next 2-3 months, I think the sky's the limit after that. I think the behind the scenes, we can get the recruitment going again. We can get things going again. Get a manager in with a philosophy. Like Cam said, De Zerbi's good as well. I would want someone, though, if you ask me, with a bit of the club in them. Now, that would make everybody feel a lot more comfortable with how.
Put it this way, Gags.
Yeah.
Alonso will not say no if he's offered the position.
There's rumours that he's got a clause for us in Madrid.
Yeah, I think there was an interview done with him, and he said there'll be like only 3 clubs he would consider, or 2 clubs, or 3 clubs. He definitely said Madrid. He definitely said Liverpool. They would be the clubs that would be the clubs that would entice him away. And there could be a clause in there. You're right. The rumours are certainly going to be doing the rounds over the next until the new manager is announced, and maybe it will be in the summer. But the thing is, then, how's that going to impact on the transfer plans for the summer? Because any player signing is going to want to know who the next manager is. If we ended up with
I think
can I just ask you
a manager does have an impact on who we sign.
Can I just ask you a quick question just on Jurgen Klopp? So his first ever signing was Corker, right?
Oh, no,
and who's his last?
No, his first signing was Gruitch.
Was it Gruitch? Okay, and who's his last?
Gravenberch.
So then, sorry, you have to remember the first and last, right?
Why?
No, it's just like something to remember.
Okay, mate.
I'm trying to figure out where you were going with that. Sorry.
No. Gruitch and Gravenberch were his first and last, and then a whole load of world-class ones in the middle.
Right. Talking of side notes, And we've come to the end of this pod. However, it would be bad form if I didn't challenge the elephant in the room. United. So I've been hearing all of this fucking bookwork on the internet that's been coming to people about United fans jumping up and down because Klopp's leaving, and oh, look at the Klopp, it's crying. Oh, look at the Scousers are crying. Look at this, is so funny. Yeah, now, fuck off, you dumb motherfuckers. Now let me teach you a lesson. So please, this is the bit that you can snip and record and send to whoever you want to in the United fan base. Let me just give you some. Let me lay it down for you. Let me give you some stats, because there's a stats show Anfield Index. How many managers have United have since Fergie left? Count them. Moyes, 1. Van
Gigs.
Gaal, 2.
Can we throw gigs in there?
1 second. Maureen, 3. Solskjaer, 4. Rangnick, interim apparently, 5. And then they've got Ten Hag now.
7 egg.
So that, yeah, Dunnerbog. Yeah, Eric Dunnerbog. We're so grateful that he's there. Yeah. So leaving aside the interims, brothers, sisters, dipsticks, we've had more trophies. In that time, while you went to fucking collect managers while you were sacking them, reminder here, sacking, they didn't leave on their own accord, sacking, because you had a fucking inconsistent structure. You collected managers, we collected trophies. That's where it ends. Bitches.
That's really good. I'm going to be using that. I can assure
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I did use that a lot yesterday.
And those stats can be found on StatsBomb.
I wasn't really looking on StatsBomb, but okay.
I'm taking the mic. I'm making you sound all official.
Oh, right. Okay. No, those stats are really straightforward. It's called recorded history. So we get to the end. I mean, talking of, we have our history and our future happening in front of our eyes right now, right? With Klopp. So the history will be that he's going to go as one of the most successful Liverpool football managers. Full stop. I'd fucking put 3, 4 statues at him at Anfield, to be fair, rather than just one, so that everybody could see that. I'd rename a stand after him. I'd do anything for him, because this is a man who gave us the best times of our lives outside of our family. I said it yesterday, right? Easily. And if you think about the number of people in a journey that he has brought together, is fantastic. So, with that, any plugs from anybody? Anything that people were doing? Cam, you were doing shows yesterday. Anything else in the pipeline for you?
No, just helping get some articles out. There's loads of great content on Anfield Index. There's loads of shows out at the moment, obviously. Yeah, anything AI, go watch it, plug it, embrace it, love it. Don't cry, be happy.
How's
Yeah, check out everything on AI. And if you're on Instagram or TikTok, give me a follow on the Nina Calder Show. I'm going to do a series of football and the mindset. I think we're all a bit everywhere. I think maybe some people will benefit from it, but basically with Jurgen Klopp leaving, I think people will be having a lot of like intrusive thoughts and things. So I'm going to be challenging some of maybe the myths that we have, maybe some things that are coming to our forefront of our mind in football. And I think that's my new thing now, where I look at football fans and the psychology of them. So I'm going to be doing a series on that.
Wow.
the don't mind field?
No, people look at players and everything, and I think I think people will be having a lot of questions about, oh my god, what's going to happen, da, 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 da. So I'm just going to do something there, help
the
people,
don't
be
mind
of service. The don't mind field, don't do it.
Sorry, it just came to my head. What a catchy name, right? Gags, anything from your side?
You know what? That's thrown me off. What was the question? The don't mind field.
Well, never mind
It's
field.
so brilliant for Nina, though. The don't mind field.
Any plugs from yourself?
Um, Yeah, I just want to plug everyone that's working really hard on the site. There's so many people involved right now. It's great to see. Loads of people helping behind the scenes, doing what they need to do, and yeah, it's wonderful that we're doing really well at the moment and growing. So please keep supporting us by listening to all the content, and please go and read everything that you can on the site, and please support all the folks that do put their hard work into this content. Nina's obviously not in front of you guys anymore that much, apart from her TikTok videos and stuff, but she's working very hard. Cam's joined the team as well. Bargie's here as always, helping out in every other single way possible, appearing here and there on pods. And
got nowhere else to go apart from matches.
yeah, exactly. He's too busy traveling. He's on the road, man. I mean, the amount of miles this guy does. And I think that's one other thing we should plug as well, is that the fan base that goes to these games have made this era amazing as well, like Klopp said. So without them, it wouldn't be the same, especially those away games. It's crazy how loud the fans are, and drives those players on. So a massive plug for all those traveling fans that give up a lot of their lives. Like, we talk about it very sparingly on pods and in places, but this is I fear for a lot of finances of Liverpool fans. This is one of the big things we should talk about and discuss. But I mean, I know Bardi does well for himself, so it's okay. But there must be some fans that are racking up some bills, man.
Yeah, we
Racking up
definitely
some
do.
bills. And so, you know what I mean? I just want to give a plug to the dedication of those people as well.
Yep, and bank balances that
Exactly,
no longer
man.
exist.
I know, man. That's bad.
So, folks, thank you. It's been collective therapy. That's the way to put it. Look at it, collective therapy. So, as I said at the beginning of the pod, we're on to new beginnings. But first, one more time, my friends. One more time.
4 more times.
Always one, isn't there?
Sorry.
Always one. Right. Okay, bye.
We hope you enjoyed listening to this Anfield Index show. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel so future podcasts find their way to your device automatically. There's nothing quite like fan engagement, and we'd love to know what you think of anything discussed on this show. The best way to get in touch is over on our free Discord community, where both podcasters and listeners debate the hottest LFC topics 24/7. Sign up free now at anfieldindex.com/Discord. You won't regret it. You can also follow us on Twitter at Anfield Index and find us on Facebook by searching for Anfield Index. Oh, and before you go, we'd love it if you could leave us a 5-star review on your favourite podcast app. It only takes a couple of seconds, and it means the world to the people who create these free shows.
Sports Social Podcast Network.
Tired of ads barging into your favorite news podcasts? Good news. Ad-free listening on Amazon Music is included with your Prime membership. Just head to amazon.com/ad-free news podcasts to catch up on the latest episodes without the ads. Enjoy thousands of Acast shows ad-free for Prime subscribers. Some shows may have ads.